Hey, how are you? I'm Brytelion and I play video games. A lot. One video game that I play is Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty for as long as I can remember, and it's one of my earliest memories with gaming as a hobby. When I was a little guy, I remember getting a copy of the original Call of Duty for the PC from a friend of my parents, and when I booted it up, I was amazed at how realistic and terrifying the depiction of World War II was on my computer screen. I spent most of my time awkwardly drifting around, getting killed by AI as I navigated the campaign, blissfully unaware of the long-term relationship I would have with this franchise. Flash forward to 2007, and I was a youngin' with an itch to play these games more competitively, so I begged my parents to let me get the new Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. This was the first entry in the series that wasn't set in World War II, and I remember my mom flat out saying no because it was too realistic. Luckily, I had a friend with an older brother who had an Xbox 360 and a copy of the game I was looking for. My friend and I played for hours and hours, laughing and joking with each other as we got better and better at the game. It wasn't until Modern Warfare 2, however, in 2009 that I was finally allowed to get my own copy for my Xbox 360 that I bought with money from doing odd jobs. And I went absolutely crazy playing that game all day and night, sacrificing sleep and time with friends just to play more. Truth be told, this was the last Call of Duty that I played seriously for a long time. I missed almost the entirety of the Black Ops series and Advanced and Infinite Warfare. I had moved on to Battlefield after falling in love with the series during the height of Bad Company 2. I spent a long time away from COD, but in 2022 I decided to give it a try again when they released Modern Warfare 2, the remake of that game that I spent so many hours on. I was not super impressed after expanding my horizon to other games like Titanfall and Tarkov. However, Modern Warfare 3 managed to capture my interest in 2023, and I put a good few hundred hours into that game. As a fan of movement tech in video games, I kind of regret not being around for Advanced and Infinite Warfare, but I carried on knowing that these games would have a small player base that would absolutely thrash me if I tried to come in fresh and learn the system. After all, Titanfall had a resurgence at the time, and I spent a good amount of time relearning that game and enjoying the fast-paced action and fluid movement system. About a week ago, a friend of mine asked if I was going to buy Black Ops 6. I was skeptical, and I was attached to the skins and weapons I'd earned and unlocked through Modern Warfare 3's season, so I said, I'm not giving them any more of my money. That was a lie. Fast forward a few days, and I was watching a friend of mine play the game, and I immediately went and purchased the pre-order just to get in on the early access beta. I almost can't believe how much fun I was having diving around corners and zooming around the map, even if I was barely pulling a positive KD. While some of the weapons did seem a little unbalanced, I'm looking at you, the movement alone was enough to have me staring at my screen for hours, zooming around as fast as I could while laughing every time I got eliminated and my ragdoll went flying across the screen. I play on a PC. I think this is important to mention, and I have completely and totally forgotten how to aim with a controller. This game feels like it was made to be played on PC, and I appreciated the omnidirectional movement that they wanted to be a part of the experience. Let's talk about the movement system just a bit before moving on to the weapons, perks, and new features. The system allows the player to move in all directions while performing slides, dives, and sprints, which was previously not the case in Modern Warfare 3. There is a substantial boost to slide canceling and other advanced movement tech that adds another layer of complexity to the game. In the other Call of Duty games I played, the movement was very linear and did not always feel as fluid when trying to move quickly, and it was the perspective I gained from playing Titanfall that helped me realize just how fluid movement in an FPS could be. Add on the mantling and vaulting tech from Modern Warfare 3 and what you have is an incredibly fun system that allows for much more fast-paced gameplay than previous titles. Enough about just movement though, I'd like to keep this brief. Looking at the weapons, perks, and utility that comprise the loadout system, there are a few new entries and some familiar faces. While the field upgrades remained largely unchanged in Black Ops 6, the equipment perk system from Modern Warfare 3 was removed and replaced with a more traditional perk system. I liked the equipment perks, but it just felt a little bloated and a little less gamey to me, if that makes sense. The perks in Black Ops 6 are much more like the old school system with just a little extra mustard on top through use of combat specialties and wildcards. These, when combined, allow the player to create new builds and alter the way their loadout works, which, in my opinion, is key to a fun competitive FPS. The weapons in this entry feel weighty, and a word I like to use, chunky. I think this is important, as many of the weapons in Modern Warfare 3 often felt kind of light and flat. I've yet to unlock a lot of the attachments as I was late to the early access period, but I spent most of my time playing with the AK, and this weapon felt really good to me. I've always been an AK stan in video games, and this one felt like it was made for me. The maps in Black Ops 6 are all pretty close quarters in the early access period, with a few overlooking sightlines to allow for some long-range engagements. This is very different to Modern Warfare 3, as many of the launch maps were old Modern Warfare 2 2009 maps that had been remastered, and it really showed how far FPS map design had come since 2009, as a lot of these maps didn't feel as good to play. Over the decades, FPS game designers have learned how to structure maps to allow more styles of play, and most maps fall into a 2 to 4 lane design with overlaps that allow for quick travel between these lanes. Many of the maps in older games are large, wide open spaces with fewer definable lanes, and this encourages a different sort of playstyle than one would expect playing lane-focused maps. Overall, I think that just based on my first impressions of the Black Ops 6 early access, this game has some serious potential to be a fun-focused, enjoyable, and challenging experience that is very satisfying to play. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you think I missed something or you had a differing opinion to something I said. And if you enjoyed this chat, consider throwing a like my way or subscribing for more game reviews and video essays. Also, let me know if there's something that you would like a deeper dive on, as this video was mainly focused on the bigger picture of how the game feels and a few of my favorite parts of it. I'm Brytelion, and I'm heading back into the office for more research.